Happy Wednesday, everybody, and welcome back to this AI Alchemy little series that we run. Now, if you're new here, I am Rachel, and I help busy women build real visibility in around 10 hours a week or less. But we do this without stress, without overthinking, or the 4 content creation sessions that frankly nobody has the time for. So on Monday, I popped up and I brought to you 2 interesting developments in the AI world that are certainly standing out at the moment and making waves for themselves across the digital business world at the moment. And today, as usual, I pop back up and we're doing a midweek deep dive where I take one of those 2 tools and I show you exactly how I plan to road test it without you having to do any of the heavy lifting. You are very welcome. So, quick reminder of the 2 developments that I brought to you on Monday. And this is just a refresher. So there was the 2 big AI shifts that I think at the moment could genuinely change the way you create, write, plan, or run your entire online presence, really. Both of these systems are getting a lot of attention, but for quite different reasons. Now, as usual, I am going to pick the one that looks like it has the most potential to save time, to simplify your workflow, and fit into my quite strict 10-hour working week criteria. So this week I have chosen, the tool I am choosing to road test is the one called Deep Research, which is part of a new wave of advanced AI thinking tools. And I was very intentional about my decision when I chose this particular part. So here's the thing. Most women I work with don't struggle with ideas. They struggle with the thinking time behind ideas. Does that make sense? It's the hours spent researching, comparing options, trying to write a plan, working out the best approach, the thing that suits your time, your business, your audience. The mental load, in most cases, is what eats into your week more painfully than anything else. And Deep Research claims to compress hours of cognitive effort into minutes. Not by guessing, but by acting like you've actually hired someone to go away and look into something properly and come back with detailed breakdown. So this really sparked my curiosity, and I thought, well, okay, if this is real, then this truly could be revolutionary for my 10-hour working week. So I am going to put it through its paces. I'm going to run this tool through some various scenarios that are really typical in my world, and I think will also be quite typical for a lot of you in your businesses as well. So first of all, I'm going to use it as a content strategy comparison tool and see which approach is best for growth right now. Because I think many of us are guilty of spending far too long overthinking the content that we are putting out. I'm going to ask it to plan a structured blog for me, including research, subheadings, SEO content ideas. Basically the bit everyone puts off because frankly it's mentally draining, and who's got the time? Honestly, who's got the time to sit and do all of that research? I'm going to ask it to create a framework style prompt for me, like if I'm a coach, for example, that needs a 5-step process for a client, and I'm going to see how it deals with that for me. And then I'm going to ask it to map out a new offer for me. I'm going to ask it to decide what goes in the offer, who the offer is for, why the offer works, and how we best deliver that offer to get it into the hands of the ideal client that I am hoping to attract. Now, these 4 tasks are things that I know can genuinely steal hours of anybody's working week. Even if they're tasks that you enjoy, nobody can tell me that they can do these things quickly. So this is going to be a really, really interesting test for the tool. And if deep research can simplify even one of those areas, then frankly, I think that's quite a big win. If it can simplify all 4 areas, hands down, I'm having it. So the next thing I want to do is talk to you about how I'm going to judge this tool to see if it fits in with my criteria. And just like every week, I'm evaluating it against 5, for me, non-negotiable categories. Number 1, time saved. If it takes me longer to prompt than to think, no thanks. Quality of output. If it's giving me structure I can actually use, or is it giving me waffle dressed up as expertise? Because I ain't in for that. Consistency. 1 impressive result means absolutely nada if it can't repeat it for me again and again and again. We can all make 1 good hit, but it's keeping up the standard that is what I'm looking for. Integration. Does it easily fit into my workflow, or does it feel like I've adopted a gremlin that needs feeding and mothering and nurturing? And then the return on my energy, which is my version of ROI in the business world. Because genuinely, if something drains my brain, I don't care how clever it is. I care whether it gives me more space in my week to do the things that I want to do, whether that be in my business or with my kids or with my horses or whatever else it is that I am currently wanting to focus on. So who I think this tool might be beneficial for? Well, I already know just from early research that if this tool works the way it claims, it's going to be an absolute game changer for a lot of people. Coaches building new frameworks, course creators planning modules, copywriters doing competitor research, service providers writing proposals, social media managers doing content audits, VAs supporting clients behind the scenes. Anyone who feels like their brain is a bit of a bottleneck. Now, this is not a cute AI trick. This is designed very much as a thinking partner in your business. So I am going to treat it as such, and I'm going to critique it as such. So we will be having a job chat on Friday to know whether the probationary period of this system is granted, or if being given notice to go and get out of my world. So between now and Friday, so probably about 36 hours, I am going to run deep research through all of those scenarios that I've just told you about. I'm going to push it, stress it, test it, and see whether the output is strong enough to earn a permanent place in my AI alchemy toolbox. And I do have really strict criteria for this. On Friday at 1 o'clock, I will be back giving you my honest verdict, unbiased, no fluff, no hidden agenda. And I tell you this every single week. I am independent. I am paid by nobody. This is my thoughts, my findings, and you might find something completely different to me. That's absolutely fine. I'm just trying to take away some of the jargon and hopefully make life a little less complicated for those of you that need this. I want to know on a real perspective whether this tool genuinely saves me time, or whether it's one of those things that sounds really good on paper but doesn't actually translate into your real life workflow. Because we've all wasted hours on something that, promised us the world and then massively underdelivered. And I want to try and eradicate that reality for other people. So make sure you're here on Friday, 1 o'clock, as usual. If you missed Monday's live, you can go back and watch it now. You'll see that the 2 tools I shared this week genuinely are worth knowing about. And although I'm only reviewing one, the other one is still going to be worth some of you taking a look into. So for now, have a brilliant rest of your Wednesday. Thank you for being here. And I will see you on Friday with my unbiased opinions. See you very soon. Bye-bye.